The Super Bowl is at the absolute top. When we've measured 9 Super Bowls now, and what we're measuring is the consumer engagement with the brands or products being advertised. And any marketer's trying to achieve awareness and then engagement with their brands. And we're measuring engagement as searches and branded website visits, app usage, the kind of digital behaviors that are predictive of sales lift, but they're immediate and they're easy to collect large amounts of high quality data.
What's the time frame for that? Is it like right after the ad airs? Is it in the next 24 hours?
Most of that engagement happens within minutes of the ad airing, but because of streaming, because of the ability to DVR or TiVo it, you do have a tail to that, and we'll see activity for a week or more after a big ad airing like the Super Bowl. And when we see what kind of engagement is driven relative to what else you can get on TV, like let's say an average 30-second spot on primetime broadcast or cable, the Super Bowl does many multiples of that. We're talking the average advertiser would have to buy hundreds of those 30-second spots on regular primetime to get the same impact as a single airing on the Super Bowl. Wow. So on a dollars basis, we find that the Super Bowl is a very good rational decision for most marketers, but then the pressure's on the creative, and the creative has to be strong or you're not getting your money's worth. And that's where, we saw ads yesterday. Some of them were fantastic. Others, I think, played it too safe. And you're going to see quite a range in how much engagement is driven from those ads.
So from your perspective, maybe from the data's perspective, a winner or two, which one did you jump out at you?
Let's talk about real quick the top 5. Number 1 was Deadpool 3. Number 2 was
I have thoughts on that because I'm a huge Deadpool person.
There you go.
Love it. But then again, he could come on, Ryan Reynolds could come on and say hello, and I'd be like, that was brilliant. That was amazing.
It was a fun spot. And the tease of having Wolverine joining him is very satisfying for any Marvel fan. Number 2 is the film adaptation of Wicked. Another interesting teaser, Ariana Grande in one of the starring roles there. So that's going to pick up a lot of attention. And then number 3 was the Volkswagen ad that kind of harkened back to their heritage of bringing the Beetle to America. And then it teased their new all-electric bus. So the VW bus returning to America after a long gap. Number 4 was Temu. Or Temu, as we all learned was how to pronounce it yesterday. They ran 6 spots between pregame, in-game, and post-game. 6 spots. That's a huge investment.
Yep.
But this is an interesting one. A lot of people's opinion of that kind of spot would say that it was one of the worst. And
actually, that doesn't even resonate with me. What is the
Temu
company
is it's a mobile shopping app.
Okay.
And they started their first real kind of advertising in the U.S. was last year's Super Bowl.
Okay.
That kicked it off. They were one of the most downloaded apps in the Google App Store and the Apple App Store all of last year. They followed it up with a bigger bet this year, and it is
because the discounts are insanity. Like if you go on there.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to measure, like, what am I actually buying? Like, there's that conversation we have, but the number price, it's unreal. And there's, like, extra deals. Like, it's huge.
Temu and Sheen, I'm not sure how to pronounce it properly, are both China-based apps that are about these giant discounts and are very popular, apparently, with bargain discount shoppers.
How about booze?
We saw, really interesting, we saw no liquor ads this year. We saw a smaller number of beer ads than last year. What we did see was some top performers were soda ads. And we had Poppy in our top 5. Poppy's this new...
Oh, yes. We're Poppy fans.
Premium priced. Would you call it kind of more popularized kombucha is maybe the way to...
Without the fermentation. Like,
Right.
I'll give Poppy to my daughter, but she can't have kombucha.
Right, because there's trace amounts of alcohol in the kombucha. Yeah, so it's
exactly
got
how I was thinking about
probiotics,
it.
low sugar, supposed to be good for you, and it's $2 a can.
Yeah. Oh.
So the margins are incredible. It's an independent soda company from Austin, Texas, husband and wife founders, and they made a big statement.
Austin, Texas.
Popping into the top 5. That's going to lead to a big lift in their sales. I mean, we can say that with total confidence. Whether that sticks or not is Alix is saying it's good. So they may have a shot at being a top soda brand.
Not bad.
Okay. How about nostalgia? In the nostalgia-driven TV reunions,
a lot of reunions. I would say they were a mixed bag in terms of performance. I loved most of those spots. I mean, the Dunkin' spot was in our top 20. That was probably the best performing of the nostalgia-based ads. We saw Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer reunite in the Uber Eats
weird.
ad.
Did you like that one?
I thought that was a fun moment.
Yeah.
It was a fun moment.
Okay.
You know, but again, to the other top performing spot, we had the Parks and Rec, several of the leads in Parks and Rec in the ad for Mountain Dew's Baja Blast soda, and that was a lot of fun.
Interesting. And we had to, I like what you put in your notes here that streaming is the new syndication.
Yeah.
That's where shows go to live.
That's right.
Forever. And one of the examples, and then maybe become popular again, one of which is Suits. Which is all over my social media feed, and I never even paid attention to it when it was on whatever network it was years ago.
Right.
But they're making a huge comeback.
Right. So that was NBC Universal originally. Yep. I think it was USA Network when in its first run. The top streaming series on Netflix for last year, and you saw the Suits stars and a bunch of other stars from a bunch of the series that were hot maybe 15, 20 some years ago and are now top streaming series in their sort of rerun stage on whether it's Peacock or Netflix or others.